Shalom, brothers and sisters. Yeah, hallelujah. What a wonderful time. I'm over here just loving life, because today's a new day. Yahuwah has renewed my strength. Thank you, Majesty. So, let's build on Mashiach today. And right now I found the 12 patriarchs. Let me see. Hold on. The testaments of the 12 patriarchs from the Apocrypha and Pseudepigrapha of the Old Testament by R. H. Charles, Volume 2, Oxford Press. All right. So I'm going to read it in segments so that I think there's a testament for each one. So there's going to be like 12 segments. So here we go. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father. Bless our reading, further our understanding, feed us, strengthen us through your Ruach HaKodesh. We give you glory for this wonderful time that we get to study your words, edify your body, and Yahuwah, Yahushua, Mashiach. Hallelujah. Amen. All right, brothers and sisters. All right, here we go. The testament of Reuben, the firstborn son of Yaakov and Leah. The copy of the testament of Reuben, even the commands which he gave his sons before he died in the 125th year of his life, 2 years after the death of Joseph, his brother. When Reuben fell ill, his sons and his sons' sons were gathered together to visit him. And he said to them, "My children, behold, I am dying, and go the way of my fathers." And seeing there Judah and Gad and Asher, his brethren, he said to them, "Raise me up, that I may tell to my brethren and to my children what things I have hidden in my heart. For behold, now at length I am passing away." And he rose and kissed them, and said unto them, "Hear, my brethren, and do ye, my children, give ear to Reuben your father in the commands which I give unto you. And behold, I call to witness against you this day the Elohim of heaven, that ye walk not in the sins of youth and fornication, wherein I was poured out, and defiled the bed of my father Yaakov. And I tell you that he smote me with a sore plague in my loins for 7 months, and had not my father Yaakov prayed for me to Yahuwah. Yahuwah would have destroyed me, for I was 30 years old when I wrought the evil thing before Yahuwah. And for 7 months I was sick unto death. And after this I repented with set purpose of my soul for 7 years before Yahuwah. And wine and strong drink I drank not, and flesh entered not into my mouth. And I ate no pleasant food, but I mourned over my sin, for it was great, such as has not been in Israel. Chapter 2. And now hear me. There we go, Star Lord, chapter 2. And now hear me, my children, what things I say concerning the 7 spirits of deceit. When I repented, 7 spirits therefore were appointed against man, and they are the leaders in the works of youth. And 7 other spirits are given to him at his creation, that through them should be done every work of man. The first is the spirit of life, with which the constitution of man is created. The second is the sense of sight, with which ariseth desire. The third is the sense of hearing, with which cometh teaching. The fourth is the sense of smell, with which tastes are given. To draw air and breath. And the fifth is the power of speech, with which comes knowledge. The sixth is the sense of taste, with which comes the eating of meats and drinks, and by its strength is produced. For in food is the foundation of strength. The seventh is the power of procreation and sexual intercourse, with which through love the pleasure sins enter in. Wherefore it is the last in order of creation, the first in that of youth, because it is filled with ignorance, and leadeth the youth as a blind to a pit, and as a beast to a precipice. All right, chapter 3. Besides all these there is an eighth spirit of sleep, with which is brought about the trance of nature and the image of death. With these spirits are mingled the spirits of error. First, the spirit of fornication is seated in the nature and in the senses. The second, the spirit of insatiableness, in the belly. The third, the spirit of fighting in the liver and gall. The fourth is the spirit of obsequiousness, and chicanery, that through officious attention one may be fair in seeming. The fifth is the spirit of pride, that one may be boastful and arrogant. The sixth is the spirit of lying, in perdition and jealousy, to practice deceit and concealments from kindred and friends. The seventh is the spirit of injustice, with which are thefts and acts of rapacity, that a man may fulfill the desire of his heart. For injustice worketh together with the other spirits, by the taking of gifts. And with all these the spirit of sleep is joined with which is that of error and fantasy. And so perishes every young man, darkening his mind from the truth, and not understanding the law of Elohim, nor obeying the abominations of his fathers, as befell me also in my youth. And now, my children, love the truth, and it will preserve you. Hear ye the words of Reuben your father. Pay no heed to the face of a woman, nor associate with another man's wife, nor meddle with affairs of womankind. For had I not seen Bilhah bathing in a covered place, I had not fallen into this great iniquity. For my mind, taking in the thought of woman's nakedness, suffered me not to sleep until I had wrought the abominable thing. For while Jacob our father had gone to Ishak his father, when we were in Eder, near the Ephrath in Bethlehem, Bilhah became drunk and was asleep, uncovered in her chamber. Having therefore gone in and beheld nakedness, I wrought the impiety without her. Perceiving it and leaving her sleeping, I departed, and forthwith an angel of Elohim revealed to my father concerning my impiety. And he came and mourned over me and touched her no more. Pay no heed. Number 4, chapter 4. Pay no heed, therefore, my children, to the beauty of woman, nor set your mind on the affairs, but walk in singleness of heart, in the fear of Yahuwah, and expend labor on good works, and on study, and on your flocks, until Yahuwah gives you a wife, whom he will that ye suffer not as I did. For until my father's death I had not boldness to look in his face, or to speak to any of my brethren, because of the reproach. Even until now my conscience causes me anguish on account of my impiety, and yet my father comforted me much and prayed for me unto Yahuwah, that the anger of Yahuwah might pass from me, even as Yahuwah showed, and henceforth and thenceforth until now I have been on my guard, and sin not. Therefore, my children, I say unto you, observe all things, observe or whatsoever I command you, and ye shall not sin. For a pit unto the soul is the sin of fornication, separating it from Elohim, and bringing it near to idols, because it deceiveth the mind and understanding, and leadeth young men into Hades before their time. For many hath fornication destroyed, because though a man of old, or noble, or rich, or poor, he bringeth reproach upon himself with the sons of men, and derision with Beliar. For he, for ye hear, for ye heard regarding Joseph, how he guarded himself from a woman and purged his thoughts from all fornication, and found favor in the sight of Elohim and man. For the Egyptian woman did many things unto him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions, but the purpose of his soul emitted no evil desire. Therefore Elohim of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden death. For if fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Beliar overcome you. Wow. Number 5, chapter 5. For evil are women, my children, and since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attraction, and they may draw him to themselves, and whom they cannot bewitch by outward attractions, him they overcome by craft. For moreover concerning them the angel of Yahuwah told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than man, and in their heart they plot against men, and by means of their adornment they deceive first their mind, and by the glance of the eye instill the poison, and then through the accomplishment act they take them captive. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a harlot's bearing, she beguiles him. Flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind, because every woman who useth these wiles hath been reserved for eternal punishment. For thus they allure the watchers who were before the flood. For as these continually upheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into a shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husband, and the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to giants. For the watchers appeared to them as reaching even unto heaven. Chapter 6. Beware therefore of fornication, and if you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses from every woman, and command the woman likewise not to associate with men, and they also may be pure in mind for constant meetings, even though the ungodly deed be not wrath, are to them an irremediable disease, and to us a destruction of Beliar, that's wickedness, and an eternal reproach. For in fornication there is neither understanding nor godliness, and all jealousy dwelleth in the lust. Therefore, then I say unto you, ye will be jealous against the sons of Levi, and will see to be exalted over them, but ye shall not be able, for Elohim will avenge them, and ye shall die by an evil death. For to Levi Elohim gave the sovereignty, and to Yehuda with him, and to me also, and to Dan and Joseph, and we should be for rulers. Therefore I command you to hearken to Levi, because he shall know the law of Yahuwah, and shall give ordinance for judgment, and shall sacrifice for all Israel until the consummation of the times, as the anointed high priest, of whom Yahuwah spoke. I adjure you by Elohim of heaven to do truth in each one unto his neighbor, and to eternal love, each one for his brother. And draw ye near to Levi in humbleness of heart, and ye may receive a blessing from his mouth. For he shall bless Israel and Yehuda, because him has Yahuwah chosen to be king over all the nation, and bow down before his seed. For on our behalf it will die, and give war visible and invisible, and will be among you an eternal king. And Reuben, chapter 7, and Reuben died, having given these commands to his sons, and they placed him in a coffin until they carried him up from Egypt, and buried him in Hebron, in the cave where his father was. Aman. Wow. Hallelujah. That was awesome, huh? It's incredible. That was Reuben's testimony. Jacob's or Simeon is coming up, and that's just wonderful stuff. I find it to be very good. We should flee from lust. I should flee from lust, especially, because lust is such a messed up thing. And Yah baruch you and strengthen you in every way. Shalom.